Ralph said basically the union was Hoffa's whole life. He had no vices like a lot of guys might have in that position, you know, gambling or drugs or booze or women. His whole thing was the Teamsters. And so they met at a bar in Cherry Hill, Ralph and Jimmy. And Hoffa was kind of testing the waters to see if he could get any backing certain factions of the mob to return to his old post. And Ralph basically had to tell him that this wasn't going to happen. That the Philadelphia mob wasn't going to back his play. And Ralph had a great line where he said, you know, when he was talking to him, he could smell the dirt of the grave on him. And then a few weeks later, Hoffa disappeared. And yeah, so.
And Ralph Natale, what would you say his general demeanor was when you met him? I mean, we just said before he was friendly, he was to the point, he was honest with you, he answered your questions. Anything else you could share about his personality, or how his personality would differ, let's say, from somebody maybe that you didn't meet? I mean, even though maybe you
I'll give you a funny story. The first time I went down to meet him, he tells me a story about this Christmas night. Christmas night, he takes this union guy who's been giving him trouble out, and he sits in the back seat. This guy's in the front seat. He shoots him, you know, in the head 3 times from behind him. This is like the first time we met, you know. So, okay, and he tells it in great detail. So I come back up to North Jersey, and I end up having problems with one of the tires on my car. So I call him up the next Sunday. I'm supposed to meet him on Monday. And I said, Ralph, I'm not going to be able to make it down. I got to take my car into the shop. I got a problem with the tire. And he called my agent and said, I knew he'd never be back.